Welcome to Cadwell Park, at least welcome to voiceover Kyle talking about Cadwell Park. So I just put a couple of clips together just at the start of this season's videos just to give a sort of set the scene for Cadwell. We had mixed weather over the weekend. We were testing from Thursday, Friday, and all of our test sessions were dry. But as you can see here, when we just tried to change the brake pads after the Thursday test, it absolutely chucked it down, loads of wind. So that was the sort of the weather system that was hovering around. I came to Cadwell a little bit low on confidence. I'd done a couple of track days and I got the feeling that I was somewhat off the pace. So the Thursday and Friday was really, time to get my head down, work with my coach for the year, Charlie Lower, who raced with me in Barbados, and then Jamie, ever present, of course, to help me with the countless setup and tyre changes that we kept making. So we'll get on to qualifying now, which was for Saturday, which would kick off the new Roadsport format for the year, which is 2 races per weekend. So here we are, sat in assembly for qualifying on Saturday morning, and as you can see from the wipers, the rain did start coming. Sort of gambled a little bit on getting at least a couple of dry laps in, so I think most of us were running, pretty dry setups, stiff anti-roll bars and whatnot. But no, the rain was coming down. I kind of tricked myself into thinking the first couple of laps would be sort of dry, so I still at this point in time was intending to get out there and try to set a lap. But as soon as we entered Hall Bends, I realised that wasn't going to happen. We weren't going to be setting quick laps. The track was very, very greasy on the cold tyres, so yeah, I had to quickly get my head around setting some wet laps, which honestly we had no idea what the references were. We don't know what quick time is in the wet, so that's one of the big challenges of wet qualifying, in my opinion. You don't know what you're aiming for. So here we go, we're going out. I'm behind Rich Davies, who I knew was going to be quick. So my goal was to, stay on Rich and at least know roughly how faster or slower I was than Rich. But I'll be honest, I didn't do a good enough job in the early part of this session. I ended up in no man's land. Rich cleared the traffic a lot quicker than I did. I kind of got stuck at the wrong times. And all throughout the first part of the session, I was just trying to get a lap together with no real external references. The car was moving around a lot, and I was hovering around the 2-minute mark with my lap times, which little did I know at the time, but Mitch in the meantime was sat on a 1 minute 55, so I was miles off. Just over halfway into the session, we got a red flag, which was unfortunately Joe Oliver had gone into the wall near the entry towards Gooseneck. So this was a new experience for me. I got to see the Cadwell Park pit lane. Unfortunately, it would not be the first time I'd be seeing this pit lane. Once the red flag cleared, the timer had been stopped and we were back out again. So I'll leave you now. This is the quickest lap I set at the session. When I started on this lap, I was in P14. So pay attention to the delta just to give you an idea of how much better this lap was than the rest of my qualifying. There you go, 1 minute 57.44. I'm still 2 seconds off of the ultimate pole time by Mitch, which basically sat for the full session. So massive congratulations to Mitch. But you know, I coming into Caterham racing at the start of last year, I dreaded a wet qualifying, or wet race, you know, anything wet really. I know I'm a slow burner in these conditions, and if we don't get any testing time in these conditions, you know, I did fear for how I would fare in that sort of scenario. So it's something I need to work on. I need to switch on sooner. I mean, coming out into Hall Bends at 10 to 10 on a Saturday morning, first thing you've really done in the wet, shouldn't be legal. I mean, waking up in those conditions is quite difficult. So yeah, I'm over the moon with fourth. Even a few days later, I think I got away with it, and that set me up for a good weekend of racing.
Focus on the Caterham. So now, as you say, the majority of these drivers graduates from the academy last season, but one who isn't is the man on pole, Mitchell Fasania, in the number 18. Now, we saw him make a one-off appearance at Croft last season in the Roadsport category, and he stuck the car on pole then as well. Sadly, got caught up in an accident during the race while he was fighting for the lead. He starts alongside Welshman Richard Davies, number 25, who was an academy race winner last year. Second row, 89, Ollie Smith, and number 19, Kyle Townend. And Rob Hicks and John Bond, 27 and 12 on row 3. Stephen Vischer and Richard Northridge make up the fourth row, and then James French and Heinrich Watson-Miller are completing the top 10. Then on row 6 we will have number 99, Matt Fox, who was one of the front runners in the academy last year. Quite a way down the grid by his expectations here, alongside Alex Dobrodin in the number 66. Then number 80, Ben Oliver, lines up alongside Sam Eminson in the 56 on row 7. Richard Watson and Jason Spencer on row 8. Archie Kennedy Dyson and Luke Wilson on row 9. Then Georgie Tuffin and Joe Oliver, brother of Ben, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, completing the top 20 on the grid. And at the back of the grid will be 88 Mark Hensler. So we should have 21 Caterham Roadsports out there for this one.
Right, so I'm here with Mitch. They've had qualifying this morning, and Mitch put in a absolutely amazing lap in really, really tricky conditions. Just talk us through it.
Oh, I think the conditions actually helped me out there, to be honest. I've done about 4 test days this year, all in the wet. So I felt like I was pretty prepared for wet, and I was actually quite glad when it started at the beginning of qualifying.
Yeah, brilliant, because I don't think many of the others that did Roadsport Academy last year, that have stepped up to Roadsport this year, actually have had much wet running. So it's actually paid into your favour to put you on pole position.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame it's sunny now, to be honest.
Well, you never know. This is Cadwell.
It's true, very, very true.
Well, I wish you all the best and good luck. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. So, Kyle, your first ever qualifying session in road sport.
Yes.
How did you find it?
Well, it was also our first ever wet qualifying session, which was it was eye-opening. So, yeah, the road sport car is great. It's a really good spec car, a lot more predictable to drive. You can put the envelopes that bit tighter, at the limit. But yeah, the rain was really interesting. It was a very new experience for us all. Just glad to come out of it unscathed.
Exactly, because this is Cadwell Park. There is not much runoff, if any at all. It's a very narrow track, and it is tricky in the wet, but well done. 4th on the grid.
Yep, thank you very much. Happy with that.
Yeah, brilliant. What do you think you can do from there?
Well, there's a race on from 4th, so yeah, let's look forward and see what we can do.
Excellent. Well, wish you all the best. Thank you, Carl.
Cheers, Sam. Thank you.
We await the clearance from the marshals at the back of the grid once everybody is into line. There is the green flag at the back of the field, then the red lights will come on, and then once they go out, the race will be underway. The Caterham Motorsport season about to get underway here at Cadwell Park. Away they go, and not the best of starts for our pole sitter Mitch Fasania. From the left of the grid, Richard Davies, who will lead the way by the look of things up towards Coppice Corner for the first time. It's almost 3-1. It's a great start by Kyle Townend in the yellow car, and he might get the lead here from 4th position. He's got the inside line for the run through Coppice, then into Charlie's Bend. Wait to see who's got the lead. It is Davies who hangs on around the outside. Townend in second, looks like Ollie Smith has got up into 3rd place, and poor old Mitchell Fasania is down into 4th in the green car. John Bond in the number 12. The white car is up into 5th position. When they start to sort themselves out, Carl Townend will be on the outside line for the run into Park Corner. Richard Davies will keep his lead. Now then runs out a bit wide, as does, I think that's James French further back. The number 9 there is Stephen Vischer on the outside of the 27 of Rob Hicks. They charge their way around this opening lap of the season for the Bilstein Caterham Roadsport Series. Richard Davies from Cardiff leads the way. Townend slotted into second position, already jockeying for position behind. That is the number 89 of Ollie Smith from Warwickshire in third place. The two cars go side by side out of Mansfield, then there are a couple of the back markers overlapping. It's Richard Davies who leads the way. It's a little tricky to see the numbers on some of these cars, and there are some drivers not in the colours they were in during their academy days, so apologies for any misidentifications during this race. There's the almost Braun GP lookalike, number 80 Ben Oliver, the white and the Dayglow yellow. Those Nova ZZS tyres squealing as they make their way round Barn Corner. Over the line it's Davies who leads from Townend, and Smith in third place. Sanya losing 3 places from his pole position. Ben Oliver trying to make a move there. I think that's Heinrich Watson Miller, the 27. They make their way into their second lap. There is a 27 with a slightly taller roll cage. Leader Richard Davies has broken away very slightly as Ollie Smith has a look for second on the inside of Kyle Townend. He's late on the brakes here for Park Corner. He should get P2 and he's done it. He didn't get into the braking area, managed to slipstream his way past. That's what we'll see. The theme of this weekend, I think, slipstreaming along Park Straight. Swing their way through Park Corner. There's the number 10 of James French running wide. He's coming under fire from the 86 car there. That's Richard Watson in the green car. Remember, most of these drivers only in their second season of racing. The academy is only open to novices who've never raced or held a race licence before. That's where we saw the majority of this field last year. There's Matt Fox trying to make a move through. He'll do well to make an overtake at the mountain. Coming up on Richard Northridge in the number 4 car. Will he make that stick? Yes, he's done it. Not very often we see overtakes made there. That's for 8th position, I think. There go the leaders. Bond in 5th place, and a gap back to Hicks in 6th position. Fox, yes, up to 7th in the number 99. Watson Miller ahead of James French. Then we've got the 86 of Richard Watson. Lives near Silverstone Circuit. Onto the brakes for the hairpin, then down through Barn Corner. Be a challenge on here from Fox. We know he's struggled in qualifying up alongside Rob Hicks. Going to be on the wrong side for the left-hander at Coppice Corner. Later on the brakes though, I think he's got the move done around the outside into the first corner. Yes, he's done it. Well, 99 Matt Fox is on the move. And he catch our leading group. Onto Park Straight they go. There's number 9 Stephen Vischer hanging onto the tail of this group for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Meanwhile, challenge on for the lead from number 89 Ollie Smith. Look on the outside there at Park Corner. He won't get through there. Townend and Fasania looking on from 3rd and 4th place. Disappear briefly from our view towards the gooseneck. Back into our sight on the drop down into Mansfield then. John Bolt trying to stay with the top 4 as well. With a gap back to Fox in 6th, then Hicks, Northridge and Vischer. I think it's still Heinrich Watson Miller who heads up the battle for 10th position further back. They split into 3 groups really out in front. There's the first group of 5, 4 in the second faction. And then the third group, who's that headed up by now? So there's been a change in the front of that group. I think it's the 86 of Richard Watson has gone to the front of that group. Indeed it is. Behind them, French in the blue car, Watson Miller. And Ben Oliver heads up the next group with number 21 Luke Wilson on his tail. As Luke comes charging through towards the hairpin. Wilson is Sam Eminson in the number 56, a green car in the back of that group. Pale blue cars ahead there, Georgie Tuffin, the sharp-nosed design, having a go at Luke Wilson over the line there. Fastest lap of the race is with Ollie Smith, 1 minute 40.302 for him. Still a long way to go, 14.5 minutes near enough. scrap the 10th position, Watson and French. James French going to make a move here on the run into Park Corner. Who's up ahead of them, the fight for 7th, Hicks ahead of Northridge. Matt Fox has got away slightly ahead of them, but he's 3.5 seconds behind John Bond in 5th position. Leading gap is 4/10 of a second, but Davies ahead of Smith. He'll fight for 7th. Northridge on the tail of Rob Hicks, so I noticed had a bit of damage to his exhaust silencer in the assembly area, possibly a bit of contact in qualifying. Behind these two, Stephen Fisher, the number 9. Here are your leaders, into Hall Bends. We had a change there for 3rd. Yes, looks like Mitchell Basanya's got back up into P3. It's Foxy, he's going after the leaders, Matt Fox. There you can see that bit of damage to the exhaust silencer pushed in on the 27 car. Richard Davies continues to set the pace. He's just on the fastest second sector of all, but Mitchell Basanya is just on the fastest lap of the race, 1:40.289. Now back up in P3. Across the stripe they go. 4 laps in the book. His first Caterham Motorsport race of the season. Bilstein Caterham Roadsport Championship. Basanya started on pole and dropped back at the start, now chasing after our 2 leaders. And again, Ollie Smith leading about there, trying to outfox Richard Davies for the lead. Never going to get round the outside into Park Corner. No, Davies holds the lead. Smith might get the cut back, he keeps the line here, might get a cut back into Mansfield Bend, but it's unlikely. It's the Williams Motorsport car of Richard Davies, who continues to set the pace. Out of the gooseneck, down to Mansfield, quite literally down to Mansfield. You can see the drop. There's John Bonds keeping a watching brief behind on the white number 12. Fox trying to close in on them. He's not really closing though, he only closed up by a 10th or 2 over the last lap. Then this group of Hicks, Northridge and Fisher, with James French, I can tell you now, rounding up the top 10 at the line last time through. He got ahead of Richard Watson. The hairpin. There's a scrap further back. Battles everywhere you look in this one. I think that's Mark Hensler who started at the back of the grid on the tail of this group, the number 88 car. Number 70, Joe Oliver, brought out a red flag at the moment in qualifying. See that car back out. Davies leads Smith by 1.5 seconds now, so he's pulled away a bit on that last lap by about a second or so. Fight further back for 10th place. French, Watson, Ben Oliver. The 62 is Georgie Tuffin. See behind this group is the 27 of Heinrich Watson Miller, and he's got a wing hanging loose on the left front. Wheel arch hanging off there. It's not a case of race until you lose a couple of those, some say. Watson staying ahead of Ben Oliver in the broad GP look-alike as Watson Miller on the inside takes Georgie Tuffin. This is backing them up as well into the 56 there, the dark green car. That's Sam Hemmingson. Behind Sam is Luke Wilson, number 21. It's getting busy here in the lower reaches of the top 10. Mansfield they come. Lead gap is 1.5 seconds now. Mitch Basanya right on the tail of Ollie Smith, I can tell you, in the lead battle. You watch the midfield. Watson Miller gets out wide there through the mountain, just about manages to gather it up. You do not want to go onto the grass there because you will go spinning. James French, the number 10, heads this group. Watson Miller under fire now from the 56 of Sam Hemmingson. There's a great stuff all the way down the order. This first race of the season for the Bilstein Caterham Roadsport Championship. Caterham action will only get faster over the course of the weekend with the 270 and 310R championships in attendance. Meanwhile, here's your battle. Mitch Fasaglia going round the outside of Ollie Smith. And he's done it. You can see as these three are squabbling, Richard Davies has been able to pull away and Fasaglia nearly overcooks it. Goes wide at Park Corner, was late on the brakes there. Ollie Smith will get back through on the inside. They're still side by side. Kyle Townend watching on, and somehow Fasaglia has got second place back again just as they headed out of our sight there. And through the third comes Kyle Townend as well, so Ollie Smith goes down the fourth, and look who's on their tail. Here comes Matt Fox, he's caught them up. Well, the harder these little group are scrapping, now Fox is in with them. He's recovered from his poor qualifying. He's got ahead of John Bond there with a good move at Mansfield Bend. But all the time this group are fighting, Richard Davies is running away. He increased his lead by nearly 2 seconds last time through, and not surprisingly Fox did the fastest lap. We were watching the battle for 10th place, but it's all happening up front now. But you can't take your eyes off any part of the Caterham race for even a second. Well, Richard Davies, amazing lap last time through to run away to the tune of just over 3 seconds now. They come across the line with Fasaglia in second place. It's now Townend in third, and here comes Foxy in the 99. Matt Fox on the inside at Coppice. Is he going to take Ollie Smith? Not quite. He's increased his lead by another 2 seconds, Richard Davies. He's 5.4 seconds up now. Davies is absolutely running away all of a sudden. There's still 7.5 minutes of the race to go though, so it could all change. So Matt Fox's next target is Ollie Smith. He's got a rear wing hanging loose now as well, I think. With the two yellow cars together for brilliant, because Townend gets a run on the outside of Mitch Fasaglia. Look at that, side by side out of Crisco. He's got him round the outside. Excellently done by Kyle Townend. Up into P2. And Fasaglia now could come under fire from Smith. Now Fox has a look. I think he thought better of it there. Yes, at Mansfield. He's not going to get through there again. Right up on the tail though of Ollie Smith. Richard Davies has taken advantage of all this scrapping and he's charged away in front. The man from Cardiff. Is he going to be our first Caterham winner on BARC TV this season? We'll find out in just over 6.5 minutes time. There he is in the red and black machine. Here's Kyle Townend in second, then Fasaglia, Smith, Fox and John Bond. Then the gap back to the battle for 7th place. We concentrate on 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 at the moment. They go over the line, and again Davies pulls away by over a second, 7.3 seconds up now. Look inside Fasaglia into Coppice, takes second place as he made that stick on the exit. There's 7th place Rob Hicks now ahead of the number 4, which is Richard Northridge. And yes, Fasaglia back up to second ahead of Kyle Townend. Then Smith is going to have a look as well, possibly as they come up towards Park Corner. Well, outside overtakes of Chris Kerr are pretty rare. We've seen a couple already. Kyle Townend going to try and do the same again this time around on the 18 of Fasaglia. There's Fox up behind Smith as well. They're getting really frantic now for second place. Out of the gooseneck down towards Mansfield. 5 of them disappear from sight. Into the valley once again. We're over 7 seconds down. I think any hope of catching Richard Davies may have been extinguished. Looks like he's heading for victory barring any mechanical maladies. Under the trees, through Hall Bend. Still a bit of bodywork flapping on the back of Ollie Smith's car. Barn Corner, still Fasaglia in second place. This group of 5 nearly 8 seconds ahead now of Rob Hicks in 7th place. John Bond dropping a little bit of ground there in 6th. As Davies continues to pull away, increased his lead by another second on that last lap, 8.6 seconds up now. Here's a scrap further back in the order, that's Joe Oliver, the number 70, who's Joe catching. Number 14, that's Archie Kennedy Dyson, one of our newcomers. The 88 at the tail of the field, that's Hensler. With that last of all, it's Alex Dobrin in 66, he's dropped away. This is the second place fight, they're still side by side into Park Corner. And Fasanya holds the place. Now here comes Foxy, he's getting aboard, Matt Fox in the 99. Race winner in the Academy last season on the tail of Ollie Smith. Can he make a move here? Coming into the gooseneck, not quite. They're coming up to lap Alex Dobrin in fact, the number 66. Russian-born Londoner. Hopefully he'll move out of the way, let them through. Yes, he does. Driving there by Alex Dobrin. Fasanya in second. Still Fox with the fastest lap of the race, 1:40.208. He's having to slipstream other cars now, trying to make progress up the order. They're not going to catch Richard Davies, he's away and gone in front. Who is going to complete the podium? 5 fighting the second and third places. The rest of the order seems to have settled down further back with Hinks ahead of Northridge. Vischer and Ben Oliver rounding out the top 10. Behind them it's Richard Watson, then James French, Georgia Tuffin, Sam Evinson, Luke Wilson, with Watson Miller having dropped to 60. There is Watson Miller. Let's come back to the battle further down the order very briefly. But here's our second place fight. This is where the main action is. And Mitch Fasanya looking for his best ever results up there in second. Fight is on for third place. Is Foxy going to go around the outside there? No, Ollie Smith now moves to the outside. Into Park Corner. Kyle Townend trying to close back up on Mitch Fasanya for second place. Pulsating racing between the five. Foxy has another look at Ollie Smith. Down the drop into Mansfield. Foxy to the inside on Smith this time. Is he going to get through? Not quite. Not the easiest corner to overtake on that one. Not the easiest circuit to overtake on. As we said, it's a pretty narrow circuit for car racing. Cadwell Park. Beautiful scenery though, as we can see there as the cars come out of the mountain up towards Hall Bend. Certainly is one of the more scenic circuits in the UK. Along with Watson Park, also owned by NSV, Motorsport Vision. The runners further down the order fly through the mountain. There's Ben Oliver trying to chase down Richard Watson. He's got James French on his tail. There's Georgia Tuffin in the Jaws livery car. Faced by Sam Evinson in green and Luke Dawson in the black and yellow car. 1 minute left on the clock then in our first Caterham race of the season. Richard Davies over 10 seconds ahead, all set to win. Who is going to be second? Flag being shown to some back marker traffic. Here's the second place fight, and again Kyle Townend tries to go round the outside, heading towards Chris Curve. That Fox up the inside has finally got ahead of Ollie Smith, has he? Yes, and he's going for Fasanya as well, because Townend's already gone through at Chris Curve up into P2. They fly their way out of the gooseneck up on the curbs there. Yes, Fox has got the move done, he's up to fourth. I imagine it will be checkered flag at this time. Wait and see, he'll pick up Richard Davies when we can. He's over 10 seconds ahead of this group. Where is Davies heading through Hall Bend? Yes, the clock has counted down to 0, so he's coming in to take the victory this time, probably wondering where everybody else has got to behind him. No problem at all for the Academy graduates, the man from South Wales. Hardly seen him all race long, he's cleared off in front. The first winner of the Bilstein Caterham Roadsports Championship season is number 25, Richard Davies, takes the checkered flag. Now what about the battle for second and third? Will it be Townend? Will it be Fasanya? See someone else in front. They're coming to the line now. Here they come, and it is Townend who takes second place, and Fox has got through for third. Fox gets the podium. What a drive through the field by Matt Fox. Fourth for Fasanya, and Ollie Smith in fifth. Plenty of battles all the way down the order. Hard to know where to look during that race. All credit to Matt Fox. He's the driver of the race for me, coming up from P11 to take P3. 7th over the line was Rob Hicks, then Richard Northridge, Stephen Bishop. 10th place went to Richard Watson ahead of James French, Ben Oliver, Tuffin, Eminson and Wilson completing the top 15.
So that's the first Caterham race of 2026, won by Richard Davies. Oh my goodness, a 10-second lead. That was incredible.
Thank you very much. That was, oh, what a feeling.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Lovely. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Like, great start,
yeah.
And you just kept your head down.
I thought it was going to be a battle between me and Mitch, and then Ollie came out of nowhere, and we had a battle for a couple of laps, but managed to fend him off and brought it home.
And here we are. Look how happy they are for each other. It's so lovely. Oh, well done. Enjoy this moment. Well done, Richard. Kyle's just gone wandering off. Matt's still in his car. We'll wait for him to get out of the car. But what a brilliant race that was. Absolutely amazing for the first road sport race of the season. They're all so happy for Richard. If you just pan round, look, they're all giving him a big hug. It's so lovely to see. Right, where's Kyle gone? Kyle is down there. Kyle, let's see if we can get him back here. No, they're all still congratulating each other. Matt's out the car. Let's speak to Matt.
Hello.
Matt, here we go, in 3rd place. That was amazing. You were eager to get past everybody, weren't you? Trying to see if you could, dive down the inside, down to Mansfield, which worked, didn't it?
I showed him it a few times. It worked a couple of times. Yeah, I did all right. 11th. I don't like the wet, it turns out, but I do like the dry. So
yes.
Looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully it's less rain than today. Not sure
Less
what the
damp.
forecast is.
No, it's a bit iffy. Different apps say different things, but what a great starting place for tomorrow. And you get 2 races now, because obviously Academy was only one.
It's
So
mega, because I'm just getting into it, so I'm really excited. I think everybody's got the bit between their teeth now, so I think that's going to be really good. Looking forward to the season.
Excellent. So am I. That was a great race to watch. Well done. Right, now where has Kyle? Kyle's over here. Can't miss him in his yellow suit. Let's have a word. Kyle, you keep wandering off. Kyle, that was amazing to watch. Absolutely loved it. How was it from your point of view?
Yeah, it was really good fun. It was good to be back. I feel awful that I had a bit of contact with Ollie. Just one of those things, close racing, but I feel awful, so I'm sorry, Ollie. But yeah, it was good to be back racing, and it's one fast way to pass 20 minutes, isn't it?
Definitely, and you get to do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah, apparently so. So yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah, a good starting place for tomorrow. Wicked. Well done, Kyle.
Cheers, thank you.
Right, more racing up next, and more Caterhams a bit later on, so I'll hand back to Dave.
Hello, welcome to the garage a few days later, just for a quick debrief on race 1. Obviously over the moon with the result. I mean, Rich was long gone, so big congratulations to Rich. But to get P2 after the scrap that I'd been in was a heck of a result. I was a little bit disappointed about, in hindsight, I've watched the race a couple of times now to edit it all together and stuff, and I felt like I was quite a bit off the pace of the real lead fight in the early part of the early part of the race, and then the tangle with Ollie was clumsy. I was expecting Ollie to be compromised and for me to be able to cut back underneath him, and then sort of Mitch has a bit of a moment which kind of gives Ollie a bit of a moment, and it just backs them both into me a little bit. It could have been avoided. We did get called down to the stewards for that, and I did pick up 2 penalty points on my race licence for that, which I feel was a little bit harsh. For those that don't know, in Caterham racing as well, those two licence points translates to 6 championship penalty points. That's quite a big hit on the championship before we even get started. Although thankfully there are ways and means of unearning those once per season by doing some kind of community servicing with some marshalling or something like that. But still, my first visit to the stewards, which was back down into that pit lane, which was my reference at the start of the video to revisiting the pit lane at Cadwell. Kind of some messed up gear changes as well. I can't blame the new gearbox for that because it didn't happen all the way through testing. I think I was just driving with adrenaline at times. I think I've not conditioned myself yet for the stresses of racing, so I just need to be a little bit calmer in the cockpit, I think. And second kind of half of the race, I think I came good. I think I was my speed was a lot better, and I was able to put the fight to Mitch. I was really happy with the 2 moves I made on Mitch around the outside of Park. That felt really good. So yeah, it was a relief to bring it in P2, but not a performance I'm massively proud of. But I had race 2 the next day, and there was a chance to make a lot better. Right.